Hello and welcome everyone to Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and I've returned to survey the recent update to Survarium, which implemented a number of significant changes to the game, and not the least of which is the addition of a competitive league system, which I confess I know very little about. I am not a competitive stalker, I don't have enough vodka for that. A complete restructuring of the faction system, allowing entry to each of the major factions from the very start, as well as adjustments to each faction's equipment such that they remain fair and appropriate to each gear level, which have also seen a change in that they are now reduced from a maximum of 15 to 10. The addition as well of, as I understand it, randomly appearing anomalies to each map, affording them a sense of threatening unpredictability, as well as a number of other additions, tweaks, and revisions to armor, to skills, and items, and weapons, etc., which I cannot pretend to possess an exhausting understanding of. However, I'll check each tab of the menu, I suppose, and inspect them for further detail. It seems as though my equipment and skills have each been redacted to a certain default state, so I've now 17 points available, and this also affords me a moment to explain in a little further detail the current skill system. Currently, there are only 2 of the projected 5 skill trees available. The survival, technical, and knowledge of the forest skills are as yet unavailable. However, firearms training and physical training are. And so I think I'll respec myself for the ability to move around with as much heavy gear as possible, which also allows for not only a sort of armored tank approach, but also allows one in a lightweight scenario to move very quickly and to maintain mobility, as it means that what little equipment you're carrying does not impact your mobility whatsoever. So allow me a quick moment to respec myself and I'll resume. Alright, I am retrained, and I've respec'd myself to allow for maximum mobility, and I've also realized a certain something regarding the way that the skills menu works while I respect myself. I'm not sure as to whether or not this was present in previous versions of the skill system, and I simply did not notice it, or whether or not it is a new addition. Either way, I'll note it now, which is to say that as one allocates skill points in any given tier of skills, it fills this meter by 1 peg per skill point on the right of the skills screen. And when one reaches these little bars, it allows access to the next tier of that respective skill tree. So I kind of like that. I'm not sure whether or not it was present already or whether it's a new feature. However, I like it all the same. Now, as for equipment, I am currently rocking Sweater Squad, as I'm assuming with all of the restructuring of items and gear and equipment that I was returned to the default, and yes, the disable profile option is now present. I like that, as it means one can maintain certain equipment profiles of disparate equipment levels, allowing for the matchmaker to match one to, say, levels 1 through 5 for more casual matches, or for higher levels which would otherwise require one to completely re-equip all of one's profiles previously, every time one wanted to change the equipment level the matchmaker would send you to. I like the fact that I can disable one or the other now and simply play with whichever one I prefer. I like that. So allow me a moment to re-equip myself, and then we shall resume. Alright, I'm re-equipped and ready to return to the zone. However, I've noticed, as I re-equipped myself, that a lot of my items have received revisions to their respective gear levels, reflecting the revision to the faction system. That, for example, the Renaissance Army is now available at level 1, whereas it was previously required as an unlock after maximizing one's standing with either the black market or with the scavengers. And so it stands to reason that a lot of these items must have received revisions to their gear level such that they can actually reflect the entire spectrum of the matchmaker. And I kind of like to see that. It's allowing for a certain sense of variety to the lower levels of the game, adding a sort of amount of interesting increase in the available items to equip that was otherwise not present at those levels. So I kind of like what that allows for. Now then, let us return to the zone and put that variety to good and violent use. And as I wait on the matchmaker, I suppose it's only appropriate that I comment upon the recent revisions also made to said matchmaker, specifically that due to the very, very long matchmaking times which I myself have encountered on a number of occasions, especially for North American players, Vostok have merged, at least for now, the North American and European server groups, such that it will allow for players to receive matches much more quickly than they previously were. However, it is increasing some of the latency and the ping of those who are connecting across the pond, as it were, which is an unfortunate thing. However, I think it is an appropriate measure due to the absolutely extensive amount of time some people, myself included, I remind you, were spending waiting on a match, sometimes in excess of 50 minutes, and that is simply an unplayable amount of time, which this at least allows for the circumnavigation of, as well as, I suppose I should note, these numbers, which I've mentioned in previous episodes. In an uncertain capacity, I am now aware that yes, this number reflects the number of players currently online within one server group, and this number reflects the current number of matches in progress. And these are the current match levels as far as gear level that the matchmaker is currently searching for. So unfortunately, as the matchmaker fails to find matches of a gear level closest to one's own, it starts to reach a little farther out in either direction. So currently, while I am spec'd for a gear level 4 match, it's searching between the spectrum of 2 to 6, as it could not find one in 4. However, it seems as though I have found one within that range, which is a little disruptive in terms of gear levels and fairness, as one can equip low-level gear and still get matched against, in this case, say, a level 4 to 6 enemy, and that can be a little detrimental to one's ability to enjoy the experience. However, I recognize that it's simply due to the fact that this is a matchmaking system which is only really able to function at its peak with a very high number of players currently within the search pool, and so it's a sort of imperfect system, which I'm unsure as to whether there is a elegant solution available for. However, one that I'm not certain is yet perfect. Now then, let us see here. Enough yammering on about technical things and all the things that the ecologists and scientists and their fancy lab coats and their computers might busy themselves with, like the little techno nerds they are. Let's get to some stalker's business, shall we? Let us introduce Katya, the name of all of my AKs, I've decided, to a few new faces. Alright, now then. I see you over there. Oh, hi, I see you there too. Oh, you poor, poor man. Your sweater, I'm afraid, is not woven of your babushka's Kevlar. I'm sure you wish it was. Where are you? I saw you over there. I saw movement. I still see movement. I've hit you. I've hit you several times, and now you are dead. You're now food for the fleshes. Where are you? Whoop. Whoop. Ow! Nice shot. I saw him aligning on me. I was killed with emotion. That is just embarrassing. Alright, let's return to the field of battle. And as I'm sure you've noticed, I naturally regress back into stalker mode every single time I return to the zone. It's a natural state of being. And as I've explained on a number of occasions, and I've had to explain to a number of others recently, stalker is a state of mind. It is not a localized phenomenon, no. We here in North America, we might call them hillbillies or rednecks. No, it's the same thing. A stalker is a stalker. It's simply the localized name for an otherwise humanitarian phenomenon. Hi there. I see you. How in the world am I missing? Ow. I should not have jumped off of that roof. My ankles disagree with me. Can I sneak out this window? Yes, I can. Oh, hi. Light him up, light him up. Yes. Alright. Now, what I'm unsure of is whether or not I'm currently in a team deathmatch round or a objective round. I think with the counter at the top of the screen, I'm in team deathmatch. Ow! Damn! I was worried I might get flanked. It seems my worries were well placed. Alright then. I got greedy. I tried to snipe with an AKM, and that is simply not what this weapon was designed for. Alright then. I've received also a number of requests to record some less formal episodes with this game, which I am planning on doing, especially as I... Oh, hi! Oh no! Oh no! Ow! I was admiring the kind of terrifying new anomalies I saw, and I'm not sure what kind, nearby, and I think a flame anomaly in the distance. Okay, alright then. So, I was correct in my understanding of the... Oh, that's another one. Oh no. The rather random nature of these... Oh, wait a minute. Is that an artifact in the center of it? I think it is, because that looks like one of the little crystal flowers one can receive ordinarily. Okay, I like that. That also allows for a certain increased significance to increasing one's resilience to anomalies through one's gear, which was previously kind of a non-issue. Anomalies and the artifacts therein were only very marginally useful, and so there was not a lot of incentive to spec oneself for the survival of them. So now there are a couple of reasons to do so. One might randomly spawn nearby, and you may need to streak through or around it in order to simply survive. And it seems as though there will be an increased number of artifacts available to recover, which incentivizes one to carry backpacks with containers for them. I like that. I very much like that. It also, in the random nature of their appearance, channels a certain amount of the random, almost sentient sorts of... Ow! Nice toss with that grenade. Manifestations of anomalies and their creeping, threatening nature, in that they can come out of anywhere. An area that is completely clean and safe can, in a matter of moments, turn hostile and seemingly alive and threatening. In the zone, according to Roadside Picnic, the work which almost all of Vostok and previously the S.t.a.l.K.e.r developers... Oh! Ho ho! Okay, can I come near you? Anyway, almost all of their work is inspired from. So this actually visually and functionally and mechanically harkens to that inspiration in a manner that is incredibly... Destroy anomaly. Onyx artifact decreases the damage of armor piercing. Okay! I've recovered an anomaly and I've recovered an artifact and destroyed an anomaly. I was not aware I could actually destroy anomalies. Alright. Am I like Scar? Am I kind of a mutant? Only much prettier than any controller? Oh, hi. Alright. I knew I heard gunfire from up here. Apparently it's actually a friendly, which is nice. Although, once again, I am using my weapon for... Ow! Oh! Oh! Nice, French settler boots. Each of those shotgun shells were emptied into my companion and I's respective skulls. Alright then. I'm kinda all over the place in terms of my actual performance. What is this? I'm actually invested in that sort of stalkerish awe in these new anomalies. They're fascinating. They're sort of siren-like in their lure. Ow! Luring me into the open to get sniped by those who aren't quite so stalkers ADD with their emotions. They're nice chest cavity shots. Yeah, okay. Well played. Let's see, alright. I need to not allow myself the distraction of the whoa, creepy, shiny things. Can I grab that? Grab it, grab it, grab it! Okay. I am very badly injured now. I'm not sure exactly what kind of physical disruption that causes. However, it is surely unpleasant. Alright. And I know I'll receive a number of questions regarding the new competitive league system, which I've heard a number of criticisms of. However, I've never really participated at length in any competitive FPS titles, leagues, such that I can form any kind of valid opinion. I'm simply not well versed enough in that topic to comment upon it with any sort of certainty, and so I'll refrain from doing so. I know when I'm stepping outside of my experience. However, I am rather curious, as I've a vested interest in this game, to learn more of it, and to perhaps allow this to... Ow! I think I killed myself within that anomaly. To start actually increasing my interest in ranked matches in a way I never have before, as I actually like this game enough to perhaps want to pursue that. So any of you with more of a working knowledge of the current league system, do please comment to let me know how it works, what I might suspect from it, what I might expect of the experience, any of the current advantages and disadvantages of the system as it stands, etc., etc. Now then, let us see here. I'm incredibly overextended as I'm crawling into their spawn. Alright. I like these new anomalies, however, I'm already... Ow! I'm injured! Ow, I almost took you with me! I'm already starting to feel as though they're a little too common. I look anywhere and see anomalies, and it seems a little heavy-handed in terms of their commonality, so I might like to see them scaled in the reverse a little, such that, like right now, I'm looking around, as well as enemies, I can see 3 anomalies in my one field of view, and 2 currently, so a 3rd around the corner. I think they lose a little of their wonder and their charm if they are overutilized, and so I might like to see them made a little more rare. However, that said, I like them in general. Also, a little thing I've meant to mention on a number of occasions is, as I was just now standing over a slain enemy, I might like to see, as with a number of other competitive FPS titles, the addition of the ability to pick up the dropped weapons and equipment from slain allies and enemies, as it would allow one the chance to essentially test them prior to acquiring them, either with silver or with paid currency, with the gold allowing for, of course, transformation into silver, with which one can acquire new weaponry, or with the acquisition of the unique gold versions of certain weapons. I've also happily noticed that several of, especially the armor items in the game, are now starting to receive default analog versions, which is to say that they are no longer entirely unique, they are simply immediately acquirable via gold, and do possess a couple of nice automatic modifications, however, modifications that are rarely unique. Many of those modifications are replicable through the usual armor or weapon modification system, which is to say acquirable via simply playing the game, or are not balance impacting. Like, for instance, the increase to one's silver accrual does not actually affect game balance whatsoever mid-match, and so I don't mind seeing that as a weapon or equipment bonus to paid items. Ow! That man! That man is very, very dangerous. He's kind of reminding me a little of Simo. If you don't know who I'm referring to, White Death is all you need to search for. Many have searched before. However, few have emerged alive. Whoop. See? Ah! Alright. I'll avoid anomalies for the time being. And attempt, in my last minute and a half of gameplay, to take a few more of my enemies with me. Now, where are you? Hi there. I see you. Yes. Alright. Oh, the same person. I'm sure he's... oh, incredibly fond of me. Nice. Where are more? Where are you? There. Nah. I've taken shots like that previously and received punishment for it. I knew you were coming. Oh no! Reload! Reload! Yes. I'm a decent shot. When I put my mind to it, and then I put my rear to it, and then bullets are put into me. It's the way that works, of course. Alright, where am I on the team right now? I'm actually still in the top 3. I am okay with this. Considering I've hardly played in a focused manner throughout this entire match. I seriously do like the look of these new anomalies. They do look fantastic. I simply wish they weren't so common, as, like I said, they kind of lose a little of their visual and mechanical efficacy when they are everywhere I turn. Alright. Victory. Ransack stash. What is this? Hold on. What is this? This is completely new. The first search attempt is free. The next one requires stash maps. Are there, like, random ransack availabilities at the ends of rounds now? Okay, so it looks as though the items available to recover are a stack of silver, a larger stack of silver, a pack of bandages, an s.t.a.l.k.e.r, and a decal. That's awesome! I like that! I like that a lot! Alright, I think I'll check in the middle of the open. What am I to find? A stack of silver. The high stack of silver. I like that. Alright. I've no extra stash maps. I like that. That is a very interesting system. It certainly makes the stash maps much more, I suppose, flavorful in their use. Alright, let's see. What have I received? A nice allotment of silver. A number of medals. I'm warming up to these medals. I'm still not entirely fond of them appearing mid-match within the UI. However, I suppose I'm starting to grow accustomed to that. So let's see. I've reached a new level. Excellent. So I've gained another character point, a stack of silver. So let me... whoa. Upgrade equipment. What is this? I recall running into this in the previous episode. So what exactly does this do? It looks as though it's a random ability modification. So I suppose I'll test it. Why not? So it only costs me 800 silver. Let me attempt to upgrade this and see what happens. Okay, so item upgraded successfully. New modifier. Reliability plus 5%. I'm assuming that is a reward for having played well, or at least it's a means of acquiring upgrades at a reduced cost to the usual means of acquiring them. I'm not entirely sure. Comment if you're aware of exactly what that is and the way it works. I'm kind of confused with it, so that's a little criticism in that I'm kind of rolling through this. The UI is not explaining it very well to me. However, I think it's a thing I like. I'm not sure. Alright, let me allocate my 1 point, I'll allocate that to pack rats. Confirm. And I shall conclude the episode. So, I like this recent update to Survarium. It's made some very significant changes to the structure of the game, to the pace of the game, to the competitive field. However, I think all of it, while still imperfect, is several steps in the right direction, and I very much see an irradiated, bright, glowing future for Survarium in the coming days, months, and years. So stick around for future content with this game. I've a admittedly rather gimmicky idea for the next episode, which I'll explain once we get there. You'll have to stick around for that, but I absolutely plan to stick around for periodic coverage of this game as it receives updates, to essentially weigh in on whether I have an opinion one way or another regarding the updates made to the game, and to simply revel in the return to the zone every time, as I do so love anything to do with that sort of stalker aesthetic. So, stick around for that here at Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and as always, I wish you all good gaming, and Godspeed. Encouragement. No words of wisdom from the master. The master will be angry with me. There we go. Underhand. Oh, get down. Get down!